We are back into canon, which means I'm back. This episode had really good music, by the way. Props to whoever, to the DJ who laid down the tracks. Really, really good choice. Because even if there were some moments where the animation wasn't as sharp as I would have wanted it to be, the music still got me hyped. I'm just going to let you know, from here on out, I will not be talking and therefore not complaining about the use of flashbacks. Because I think it's pretty dumb of me. I know what's coming. I know the heap of flashbacks that we're going to be getting. So for me to sit here and complain, in every single episode, I don't know. It just seems illogical because I know what I'm signing up for. At least at this point, complaining about flashbacks in the anime would be an equivalent to me signing up for like a swimming competition and then being like, oh, I don't want to get wet. Like I know what's up ahead. So unless I really like the flashback and I think it adds something of value to the anime episode, then I'll mention it. That's another reason why I adamantly refused to watch the Kakashi flashback filler. Just because, I could not handle that many flashbacks. Like I have a threshold. What I'll end up doing eventually, if time allows, is just watching the Danzo versus Shizui fight, and that'll be that. That being said, this episode had some pretty good moments. Naruto, first of all, Naruto looked really good. No homo. He looked really good. I especially enjoyed the part where he and Kurama switch places. I just think that's something of value that the anime adds on to this experience as a fan of any manga / anime, because you could hear stuff. You could hear Kurama's voice, you could hear the explosions, you can hear Obito's voice, which I had forgotten how it sounded, and also like whenever we see Madara, you could see kind of like his armor, the rattling of his armor. Yeah. And speaking of Madara, he has like a mini fight with Naruto in the beginning, uses Hashirama's Gonzo wooden dragon to bind the Kyuubi. It didn't seem like Madara was actually really trying. It seemed more as a distraction, even though he said, I want to get the Kyuubi, which he does. The fact of the matter is, when Madara wants something, he gets it. He doesn't fuck around when he wants something. You can tell. Binding the Kyuubi, it's just supposed to be a distraction to protect or to invest, for Madara to be able to invest time in the growth and development of the Juubi, which we see by the end of this episode. And I gotta say that first design, that first form, really reminds me of the three tails. What is it, like Sambi, I think, right? Each knee, yeah, so Sambi. This episode is called Kakashi's Determination. I think it should have been called Kakashi's Determination to be treated like a fucking rag doll, because there's a couple of really good moments. It starts off with Kakashi getting stabbed in the knee, alright, then getting slashed across the chest, then being thrown like a rag doll, just like a teddy bear, whoop, into the other dimension, absorbed by Obito, and then just panting, like really high panting sounds, like and then like stupid self-reflections. Like there's this part where he's like, Obito, why did you join him? Does it have something to do with Rin? Yeah, it does. Whatever gave you that idea? Was it the fact that maybe Obito mentioned that he was doing this because you let Rin die? Naruto actually gives Kakashi a hand in dealing with Obito by making Obito, move parts of his body onto the Kamui dimension. And Kakashi's already inside of that dimension because Kurama threw him. And then I was just like, ugh. But the good thing about that is that Kurama actually thought ahead and gave Kakashi chakra so that he could come back whenever he wanted. The problem is, all he does is land a couple of punches, a couple of attacks on Obito. And instead of doing something productive, and granted, he was bleeding out of the mouth because of those attacks, but I'm like, Kakashi, couldn't have you at least done something, at least hold on to his torso so that he doesn't tell, I don't know, something. And he comes back almost immediately, Kurama must have been thinking, man, I'm glad I wasted chakra on your bitch ass. I just thought that was out of place for him to just, a couple of punches and then I'm out, Especially for Kakashi, who has been established as a very combat-savvy character, He's super smart when it comes to fights, so I'm like, obviously the emotional factor, you have to take that into consideration because Obito, well, he even says it in this episode, Obito, I am a piece of trash. but you were my hero. But even then, even if you're still emotionally invested in this friendship that you once had with this person, you know, logic would dictate that given the fact that your friend is now a threat, and given the fact that you also care about other people that your friend might harm, logic would dictate that you would do something to maybe not kill your friend, but do everything you could to stop your friend from hurting the people that you care about now. And then eventually he does arrive at that conclusion because he says, what I can do now is protect Naruto. So good for Kakashi. Just took him a while. The anime, from what I've seen thus far, is actually making Obito look pretty badass, like decently badass. In comparison to the manga Obito, yeah, because like by the end of this episode, Kakashi's like, "Is this the end?" And I know this is a quote from the manga, but it just looks really bad. Like Obito's like, "Yeah, for you." Don't get me started on Madara. This guy's like, "Oh look, summon the Juubi." No fucks given. My hat goes off to the animation team that was in charge of Naruto in this episode, but not just Naruto, the Kyuubi, the yellow Kyuubi as well. And especially when it came to those big ass, like planetary type of fucking bijou bombs that the ox and the fox threw. That was some nuke type level shit. I think it's very interesting how like every manga author has their own way of depicting explosions. Like Kishi, if you noticed, the way that he like draws blasts and explosions, they're always spherical, you know, they look like spheres or domes that are just expanding. The one-eyed Juubi with the Sharingan, you know, just its tails were like, you know, like a crazy rabid dog. I wish we could see it eat at least one fodder shinobi, you know, because those teeth, I mean, if they're not going to be used to eat somebody, that's a waste of teeth, because they look sharp and badass as hell. That being said, I'm still loving that ending, man. Like the opening, I skipped the ending. I'm like, I rewinded it. You know, I went back and heard it again. We're in for a lot of talk no jutsu and a lot of flashbacks, but we are also in for a lot of really good moments, you know, in between. Not everything is good. I have to be honest. Not everything is high quality in terms of storytelling, but there are some pretty good moments. Kind of excited about this. Let me know your thoughts. Rate the video and subscribe if you, I don't know, follow Naruto. Thank you for watching. Bye.